Everybody, welcome to tonight's OfferVault webinar. We're doing something a little bit different tonight. We like to do this every once in a while, which is basically no set topic. It's just a Q&A session. We have our expert trainer on the line with us, Liane Carmi. Hey, Liane, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing awesome, Mark. And can I just say, it's great to have you on because I don't know if you guys realize, those of you who have been coming back to these webinars a lot, this is, poor Mark is on the East Coast. It's 9 o'clock, way past his bedtime. So this is like a pleasure to have you on, Mark.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to come on, show up every once in a while. So yeah, I'm glad to have you on, Liane. Liane has a lot of experience in all facets of internet marketing. She's been in the trenches. That's a term I like to use because it's so important, because people do training and they teach things and there's gurus and there's all of this kind of stuff, but if you're not in the trenches doing stuff yourself every day, then what can you really teach other people, right? So Liane's been there, and she's still, down there working these different techniques that are so important. And the other, part of it is that, you need to keep doing it, because if you're not up to date, this stuff always is changing constantly. So whatever you knew, a year ago or 6 months ago, even sometimes, that worked, and for whatever you were trying to accomplish, the odds are that it doesn't work anymore because Google made a change, or something happened with some new law came about. I mean, there's a million reasons why things change. Obviously, new technologies all the time are changing. We have mobile we didn't even have before. So if you're not on your toes, you're going to get run over here. So we have the right person for us tonight. Before we turn over to Liane, I just want to mention to you guys our new blog. It's not so new anymore. It's actually, we launched it in, I think, November. It's called OfferVault Scoop, and it's also a great resource for all you guys. And again, we have all the writers that contribute. It's mainly a guy named Luke Sample who writes our blog posts, and he is a hardcore affiliate since day one, and he's still out there doing this stuff every day, like I was talking about. And he really has some really creative techniques and solutions. And so what this blog focuses on is really, it's almost like a course or a mini course, every time a post comes on here, because there's real detail on how to do different things. And a lot of them, a lot of the topics take actually more than one post, and you can see the one on top here. It says part 2, and actually, just to click on this one here, this one is about using demographics and targeting and how you go about that. And not all of the posts, but a percentage of them are also now including videos. And this one is one.
Hey guys, it's Luke Sample with the second post.
I'll pause that. But this is an extensive video. I think it's like 20 minutes or so that goes along with this post to really show in detail how to go about this targeting that Luke is talking about. So I encourage everybody to come to the blog, offervault.com/scoop. We post every week, and I let you guys know in the newsletter what these posts are, and usually that's on Wednesdays, and that's tomorrow. So you'll see there'll be at least 3 new articles coming up on here tomorrow morning, and I'll let you guys know about it. So just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. And with that, I want to turn it over to Liane, and she's got a whole bunch of questions I see queued up in here, plus she's received some, I know, in email, so it should be an interesting evening.
Well, thanks so much, Mark. And whenever you're ready, you can transfer the screen over. And I'll just say the OfferVault Scoop blog is pretty awesome. I get those in the different updates, the different posts in my email, and there's just some really good stuff in there. So if you're not reading it, you're really missing out. So definitely recommend reading it. But anyway, let me just say welcome everybody, and keep those questions coming in while I'm talking. For those of you who have been on my webinars before, you already know. Those of you who are new today, it's, you know, I keep the question box open. I'm always looking for your questions. I'm looking for your comments, and especially today, I'm looking for your questions and comments, especially since you decided to join me on Valentine's Day. I don't know what your significant other thinks of that, but I appreciate it. I feel pretty good about it. And anyway, keep asking your questions, whether or not you think I know it. If I don't know it, I'll just tell you. But if I do know a little bit about it, then I'll share what I do know. And like Mark said, I did get some questions in email, so I'll go through those first, and then I will answer as many of your questions as I can. And it's probably a good idea to have this session, because those of you who were with me last time here, I think we went like, I said, oh, maybe we'll go a half hour. I think we went like an hour and a half over just answering questions. Or at least it felt like that. So definitely we need some of this like downtime to answer your questions. So oh, Chris says it's the 15th in Australia, so it's past Valentine's Day. He's in the clear. So good for you, Chris. Everybody else in the U.S. is not in the clear, and I don't mind. So yeah, so any questions? List building, SEO, WordPress, landing pages, mobile, anything else? I see questions about like interstitial ads in the queue. That's cool. I'm going to answer all of those things. And yeah, let's do it. So keep typing them in, by the way, all the time. So first question I got an email, and I love this question. So Joe sent me this question, and let me see, I wonder, there's a lot of names in here, but let me see if I can find Joe in here. So I see, yep, I see Joe. Awesome. Glad you could make it live, Joe. And Joe wanted to know a little bit about how to set up an email campaign, and basically he wants to be able to go from email to a squeeze page and to send people to his landing page. And basically, you know, his thing is, from what I understood from the email, and Joe, feel free to let me know if I misunderstood, but what I understood from that is that he wants to build a list, and he wants to be able to send people to a squeeze page, but even if they choose not to opt in, he wants to be able to send them to, you know, to a bunch of offers, because, you know, if they don't opt in, he still wants to make money from them. So yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. And let me open up a little drawing, and then Joe, I'm going to log in and show you how to actually set all that stuff up, okay? That way you can ask me, you know, actual questions about the stuff. But let me find my little desk scribble thing here. And good, purple's a good color. So basically, from what I understand, and let's see, let me go to a blank screen here. So we've got, you know, this page with affiliate offers, all right? So this is like, yeah, I don't know, let's see, you just have a bunch of offers here, you know, different ads, and all these things are going to make you money, right? So anytime someone goes to one of these affiliate offers and purchases something, it's like, oh, okay, well, I just got a commission. Awesome, right? So basically your final goal here is to have people going here, but, you know, very, very smart. You want to, before you actually just bring people straight here, you want to capture their email address, right? Because what do we know? We know that if you capture someone's email and they don't quite make the purchase the first time, you know what? You can bring them back. And if they don't like what you got to offer, you can set up a new page and, you know, new brand new special offer, and next day you can send them there. Okay, so the money really is in the list, and so very, very smart question. But a couple of things I want to address, and I'll show you. So Joe, you mentioned, you know, you want to bring people here to this page, but, you know, if they don't opt in, you want to still bring them here. So there are a couple of ways to do that. Now, the first way is really simple. You would just put a link underneath your opt-in code, and you would say something like, no, that's okay, I don't want to put my name, but can you still show me the offers? And then this link would go here. Okay, the problem with that is this. If you give people two options, they're going to pick the option that makes you the least amount of money. So, okay, so they see both of these, and they're going to, of course, click on the one that doesn't build your list. And yeah, if you might opt in, but a whole bunch will actually click here. And if they don't make that purchase, you've lost them. All the time and money that you spent bringing them there is gone. So what I would do instead is I would actually insert some kind of a plugin, okay? And they sell these, and I don't know if they have them free also, but some kind of plugin that actually, when you when someone X's out the page or backs out, when they hit the back button or they hit the X button, it pops up and says, wait, 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 don't leave yet. Let me just show you, let me bring you to this page again. So that way, you only give people one choice, but if they happen not to take it, then you allow them to come here. Then you don't lose them completely. Okay, so, and you can look on Google for something like that. You can look on Google for just a script that, like the exit page script. And we can actually, I didn't think to look for one before the webinar, but let's just look for that. And let's just do script to keep someone on the website. And we'll adjust that. Nope. Let's see, plugin, keep someone on blog. And you know these exist because you actually, and I'm not finding it right now, I don't want to waste time on the webinar because I see a bunch of questions coming in. And actually some of you might know the names of some of these, so you can definitely let me know in the comment section. But there are a bunch of ways to do that. Usually it's through JavaScript, and we can try that. JavaScript to, let's see, exit pop, I think. Exit pop-up is what's probably, yeah, here we go. Okay, so that's what you want to look for, exit pop-up script, basically, okay? And there might be a WordPress plugin, there might be something else, but these are the words that you want to search for is JavaScript, exit pop-up, or something around those lines. So, all right, so with that, let's go to the main question, which is basically like, how do you set up that email campaign, right? How do you get someone to a squeeze page? How do you set all that up? So let's go and let me show you that. So I have, this is my website here, not much on it except a bunch of old links that half of which don't work anymore, and a little banner. And basically, I have a contact form here, and I had my programmer set this up. So I had him set up the page the way I wanted it because I didn't have time to go through and do it myself. And instead of putting an Aweber code here, he put a contact form, which basically has nothing on it except name and email. So I've been getting names and emails in my email that I can't really do anything with, right? Without like going through and emailing everyone one by one. Not very useful, right? So what I'm going to do is I want to show you first of all how to install a code here. And Joe, do me a favor, write down real quick which email marketing program do you use? And I'm talking to the same Joe that asked me this question because I think there's like 3 or 4 Joes on the line tonight. So do you use Aweber? Do you use GetResponse? Do you use something else? Because if I can, I'd like to show you a program that you actually use. And Michael, thank you for giving me that exit pop-up. So I'm waiting for Joe's answer, and basically I just want to know, are you using again WordPress, or using sorry, not WordPress, are you using Aweber? Perfect. Okay, so I have Aweber pulled up. That's my my autoresponder of choice. I actually had GetResponse pulled up just in case. I gotta tell you guys, from personal experience, I like GetResponse's dashboard. Looks really pretty. But I had a huge issue with them. I don't know how many of you are on my GetResponse list, but I'm seriously ready to transfer all my list back to Aweber from them because they actually had an issue with their tracking, and I sent out something and they sent people to the wrong link, and I was so angry. Like when you send an email, it really costs money, and when someone clicks on it and they go to the wrong place, if you do that, it annoys you, right? And you're like, okay, forget it, I'm unsubscribing from this. So it did cost me a bunch of unsubscribes. It really, really upset me. So I don't recommend GetResponse anymore, but I like Aweber. And basically, I've got a list here. This is the list that I built originally to put on this page, and for whatever reason it didn't work out. I didn't have time to go back and look at it, and because there's really no content on the site, it wasn't a really big deal to me at the time. So what I'm going to do is, you should already know, creating and managing lists in Aweber. If anyone wants to see that, let me know. But really, there's no no need to show that. It's pretty much step by step. Oh, Chris is asking if there's time, would it be possible to run through a setup of an email submit campaign? emails. Chris, are you talking about Aweber, or are you talking about like a CPA campaign? Because I think you're asking about CPA. A CPA, okay. So if there's time, yeah, we'll walk through that. So good. Let's go back here. So we have this this list that I set up, and I'm going to set up a web form. I have an old one here. I don't really care for how it looks. So let's set one up. Create a new web form, and I'm just going to look for something that kind of matches. And again, I've got like really light blue here and white, very, very simple. I probably can't get it to look just like that, but I'm sure I can get something similar. And let's see. So there's a dark blue one here. How would that look? No, I think I want a light blue one. And let's see. Let's just go to everything. And we'll just look for, this is kind of nice, navy. All right, let's load that. And I'm going to get rid of the header. Don't need that. Don't need this stuff. Don't need this. Don't need that. Don't need that. And what I have on submit, submit. And let's see, what should we change that to? So, and I'm going to change the words on there too. So we'll just say keep me updated. All right, cool. So I got name and email. Go to step 2. We'll just say this is on lianecarmi.com. And now check this out, Joe. Okay, so you asked basically how to go from an opt-in right to whatever page they want. So their thank you page, basic version just kind of gives a, here we'll do a preview of it, just shows this. It's like, wait, you need to activate your subscription. And then they have like an audio version of that and a smart video version, which is kind of cool because it actually shows what your email is going to look like. I don't know how they do it, but you want to do custom URL. And for me, I'll put lianecarmi.com/thank you. And I'll just keep it in the same window because I don't care. And then already subscribed, if someone comes back, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm just going to send them to the same place. All right, so then there's advanced settings and there's ad tracking, which shows me where people came from. I already know what it's going to be, right? Because that's the only place I have this. And then this shows whether if you're going to have follow-ups, then you can put that. If you're only going to broadcast, you can do that as well. And you can forward subscriber information to the thank you page if you're going to use it. That requires some PHP. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save the form, and I'm going to go to step 3 and just click on I will install my form. I'm going to grab the JavaScript right here, make things easier on myself. And check this out. I'm going to go to my dashboard right here for the same blog, and I'm in Pages. I've got 2 pages on here, that's all. So I'm going to edit the About page, which is the page that people land on. And instead of this contact form, which has just not done anything for me, I am in HTML, so I'm going to put the JavaScript in here. And I'm not updating the site. I thought I was going to, so I'm going to write something else here real quick. And I'll just say, all right, so would you like to know what I'm up to? Enter your name and email here, and I'll keep you updated. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to update the page, and we'll go refresh it. So we'll refresh that now. We're going to see a different thing here. Okay, cool. So it kind of matches. I like the color. Not identical, but cool. And now we're going to the thank you page. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go back to all pages. And I've got the thank you page here. Let's edit that. And it says your message was sent successfully. That's not really what I want to say. So let's change the title here. Say, whoops, cool. I'll keep you updated. And we'll leave it as thank you because that's where we're sending people. And I'll say the same thing here. And then I'll just put some links here. So like I'll put the link to my blog, for example. So we'll put, let me go visual, and I'll just put, okay, because that's my personal blog, and I'll do that and make it a link. Perfect. Open link in a new window or tab and add link. Let's update that. And now let's see if it works, right? We'll come here. I'll put my name, I'll put my email, and say keep me updated, please. And cool. Awesome. And then let's see if my link works. And it sure does. There's my blog. So that's how you set up the form. And the page that I sent to, the thank you page, you can make that, you know, on this thank you page, whatever that is, you can make that a merchant page if you want to. It could be an affiliate link, right? Like Aweber doesn't care. When you go here and you're changing the settings, Aweber doesn't care what you put here as long as it's a real web page. So for me, I wanted to keep people on my blog so I can update it. You can put an affiliate link here. You can put a link to a site that has a bunch of affiliate links, like an OfferVault. You can pretty much send people anywhere. And again, what I can do is when someone comes here, when they go to exit or they hit back, I can insert one of those exit pop-up scripts and say, wait, don't leave yet. You know, click stay on this page, and I'll show you some cool stuff, or I'll give you something for free. Now, another thing that I should note is that on the main page, you know, wherever you have that squeeze form, you want to give people something, right? So for me, this is my name. If someone finds it, I assume they probably want to know what's going on with me, right? They want to know what I'm doing. So, you know, so here's where they can keep themselves updated, right? Otherwise, I would give them something. Let's say you're working in the golf niche. I would say, okay, well, you know, put your name and email, and I'll give you a free report on how to improve your golf swing. And put some bullet points, right? Because people want something in exchange for their email. So that's how you do that. And then, Joe, you mentioned also something in your email about actually going from like an email to the squeeze page. So what I would do then is you have two options here. When you go to messages, you basically you can have follow-up messages and you can have broadcast messages. And what you would do in Aweber is if there was something that you promised them, like you said, okay, well, put your email here and I will send you you know, a PDF or a free report or an ebook, you would create a follow-up message, put your subject. I usually skip the HTML portion. I just make sure there's no spaces there, and input the plain text message. And then you can actually you can attach a file right here, and I've done that on some of my lists. Okay, you can actually attach a file, or you can put a link to wherever you want. So it's a good idea to have some follow-up messages. Or once you have your list, you can also do a broadcast message, and it's the same thing. You know, you fill out the message. You can have HTML. I always use plain text. Okay, it has much better deliverability. And honestly, people have banner blindness. You send an HTML email, they usually skip it, and then you just basically, you know, pick when you want to send it or send it right away, and that's really it. You save it, and what I like about Aweber is you can save a message, and it won't send it right away, and then you'll get it here, you'll hit test, make sure it looks good, and then you'll send it. So, Joe, I hope that answers your questions. If you had a follow-up question about that, I'll leave all this stuff open for you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next question for now, and Ellen sent an email, and I saw, Ellen, that you're on here, and you asked me again, so I really appreciate you being thorough like that. So Ellen's got a site that's ranking on Google, okay? And I don't know why I said it's on Google. And she wants to know if there's a way to just forward people who click on her site right to the merchant page. So, Ellen, I want to say a few things about that. So if you're ranking on the first, second page of Google, something like that for a search phrase, that's really good. And what's going to happen? There is a way to do that, but what's going to happen is if you automatically forward people, is that your site is going to drop. You're not going to have rankings anymore. So let me just say that I don't recommend doing this. And if you're feeling like when people land on your site, you're losing conversions because of it, and you feel like, you know, something's going on, then you really are going to want to start doing some testing on your site and changing things around, and, you know, having a more clear call to action, for example, and just doing different things to see if you can get people through. So my feeling is that if you're ranking on Google, don't do this, because you're going to lose your rankings and then you've got nothing, right? You've got rankings, keep the rankings, just make it really clear. And you can have like a nice call to action button on your site. And I haven't seen your site, so I don't know. If you want to share it, I'll be happy to pull it up. If you don't want to share it, that's fine too. Basically, I don't know if I'd use JavaScript, but what I would do is just go into the htaccess and make the change. And this is, I'm not a huge programmer or anything, so I actually just looked it up before the webinar, since you asked me early, and I found this page about a 301 redirect, and you can just do it through the htaccess file. And basically, it just tells you how to do it, right? It's just a little, you know, you can just search on Google. I know I searched for what to put in htaccess to redirect the page. And basically what would happen is whenever the search engines get to that page, they would forward people to the new page. Now the 301 redirect is like a permanent move, so you might want to do that. There's also I think it's maybe a 302 redirect, like it's just look for a temporary move as well. And again, I wouldn't do it. Your other option is to do it through your through Namecheap or GoDaddy or whatever your registrar is, and you can just automatically forward the entire domain. So again, I really wouldn't do any of those. Another option, which something I like, is go try this. And if there's a particular page on your site that you'd like to do that, and let me just log in here. So I've been using Go Try This for a while now, for I don't know, probably like 3 years. And I basically just have different links, right? And it keeps track of everything for me. But the idea is that you can have links that look really pretty. So as an example, if I go to lianecarmi.com/GTT, that's a link that I created that goes right to Go Try This. Okay, so you can make links look pretty, and you could delete a page on your site and change it into the Go Try This link. Again, if you're ranking, I would not do any of that. So Ellen says, would I lose my ranking if I place a Google ad? Okay, so if I understand your question correctly, Ellen, now, if you place it, do you mean like using AdWords? If you used AdWords, so let's go to Google real quick. Here we are in Google, and let me type something in like big screen TV. All right, so let's say your blog is here on the first page, right? Your bestbuy.com blog or whatever, right? paulstv.com. If you're ranking right now and you make a change, like you start forwarding that domain, any way you do it, whether it's JavaScript or Go Try This or whatever, any kind of redirect. There's plugins on WordPress that do this as well, free plugins at that. But if you do that, you're going to lose this ranking on the main search engine results. Okay, this stuff right here is going to go bye-bye. But if you're talking about AdWords, AdWords would show your site here on the side. Okay, now AdWords will not let you run if you're just forwarding to another domain. So that's not an option. So did I get that right, Alan? Is that what you're asking? Now the other thing is, if you're just saying, I'm just going to run an ad, I'm not going to actually forward my domain, then no, you wouldn't lose your rankings. I don't see why. And Google would just bring you to your page. But again, you want to make sure that it's not just a bridge page that goes right to an affiliate site. You want to actually give some content. So I think, okay, awesome. So Ellen says, yes, that answers your question. So I think, Ellen, the best thing, without having seen your blog at all, I think the best thing for you to do at this point is to just kind of figure out why people aren't going to that merchant page that you want them to go to, and really think about big call to action buttons, nice big red buttons. And I wish a friend of mine sent me a site that he just put together, and it was like so clear what he wanted people to do. I'll just draw it for you because I don't remember the name of the site right now. Let's clear this. But basically, the website's here, and he's got a couple of sections. So there's, the banner on top doesn't take a lot of space, just whatever. And then basically there's some info here and a huge button that's just like, oh, just download this thing now. And it's got an arrow, right? And it's like, it's bright red, and it's so clear that that's what he wants you to press on. And then there's some more information on the bottom, but it doesn't jump out at you. It's like, okay, you can click on some of this stuff and learn new things, but it's like, you know, here's his face, and here's this, like, here's what you need to do if you're not sure where to go. And this, something like this can really help you get more people. And the other benefit of that, of course, is really related to Joe's question, which is you can collect emails. So, you know, if this starts working for you, well, all of a sudden it's like, well, put your email in and then click to download, and now you're getting people's emails and you're bringing them to the same thing. So you really want to keep control of that. And I really appreciate your question, Ellen. That was a really good question. So thank you for the two of you who sent me questions in advance. For now, I want to start going through. There's so many great questions in here, and let's see how many we can get through. So the first one comes from Chris, and Chris says, do landing pages get better results than direct linking? Example for an email submit. Okay, so we're talking CPA here, right? And do landing pages get better results than direct linking? It really depends. I think starting out, let's say you're doing, I mean, I don't know how you're marketing, but for example, with PPV marketing, right? Things like traffic vans, for example, anything that's like interstitial or pop-up ads. Sometimes you do well just by having the email submit pop up. And the reason for that is that the merchant is doing their best to make their page a highly converting page. And if you've got the right targeting and, you know, in combination with the work that they're doing to make their page a highly converting page, you can do really well just direct linking. Now, that's also because of the cost, right? If you have an email submit, what are you really getting paid for it? You know, between $1 and $2. If you add in a landing page, you could actually mess that up for yourself, right? Because now you're looking for more conversion. So if their landing page, let's say with the right targeting, converts at 1%, and now you add a little pop-up, well, maybe your pop-up converts at 5%, but then how many of those people will actually convert on the back end? And it's really something that you need to test. And it depends on your placements, your targeting, and it depends on the merchant page too. So there's no clear answer to that, but if you're just starting out, I would say direct link and find good targeting. And once you have the right target and you're converting well, then start playing with landing pages and see if you can basically replicate that, right? You can replicate that whole idea of, you know, getting people to go through. Now you might also, you can do that to collect email addresses, or you can just do that to get people to click and get them involved. And in some cases, like if you're talking about co-reg, right, it kind of helps to get people involved. You know, there's even merchants sometimes do these, they have the surveys where people fill out, you know, a huge like 10-question survey, and they get so involved at the end that they'll pretty much just give their info, right? They'll give their cell phone number for pin submit and everything else. So it's all in testing. Starting out, again, I would just work on targeting and direct link. So I hope that helps, Chris. All right, and let me say, let me actually sort by questioner if I can. Can I do that? Guess not. Let me see. I think Chris had some follow-up questions, so let me get to those before I go to the next question. Okay, so Chris says, does interstitial traffic work? I'm having 0 results. Again, with landing pages or direct linking. So, Chris, it really depends on what kind of interstitial traffic you're running. So, when you say interstitial, there are a couple of things I think about. I think about direct CPV, which is interstitial ads. I think about AdFly, which is interstitial ads. And I think about, you know, ClickSoar, for example, and there's a bunch more. Right, there's a bunch of interstitial advertising platforms, and they're a little bit different from, let's say, pay-per-view, like traffic vans, or what's the other one, Lean Impact or something. I forgot what they're called. It's a little bit different, right? Because ClickSoar, for example, it's a pop under, okay, for the most part, depending on what you choose, and direct CPV, you know, and AdFly, they kind of go in between. So if you imagine yourself like you're driving to the supermarket, right, or you're going to visit your family an hour away, and on the side of the road there's this guy selling tamales or something, right? So that's an interstitial ad. And if it's a really long stretch of road and you guys are hungry, that guy's going to make money. He's in the right place. But if you're in the city, you just had dinner, you're walking to your hotel room, and the guy selling tamales right outside your hotel room door, he's probably not going to do as well because you're not hungry, right? So it's all in placement, and it's all in kind of like in the offer. So yes, it does work, but again, don't get fancy with it. Start with just direct linking, you know, and split test, right? I don't know if you're doing interstitials, then I suggest you use something like either Tracking 202 or CPV Lab, because you do want to be able to split test different things. And what do you want to split test? You want to split test different advertisers. So grab 3 advertisers, put them on the back, and see which advertiser landing page does the best for you. And then you want to also try different targeting, obviously, because with interstitials, you can have different targeting. You can have different categories or different sites. So it really, it can take a lot to find the right targeting, but it's all in testing and tracking. So I know that's kind of an overview answer, but I hope it helps. And I wouldn't go for landing pages until you get a direct link working. You know, just go for the lower priced offers, the ones that are easily converting, and see if you can make it work. A next question from Chris also, and guys, keep those questions coming, and I'm gonna get to all of those, as many as I can. So Chris's next follow-up question was, is there a style of landing page that works well with email submits? It really depends on the niche. So Chris, if you go to OfferVault, actually, let's just go to OfferVault.com, and let me log in here real quick. And you can actually search for different offers and see what the merchant's landing page looks like. So let's just do, let's see, what can we do? Let's start with financial. So what can I put? Let's just put financial and see if something pulls up for us. And if you don't know OfferVault, you can search for a whole bunch of offers. You can sometimes look at the landing pages. You can get keywords. You can see which ad networks are paying what for it. So like if you're new, don't ever go for this stuff, right? Let's sort by payout and get the like $1 payout stuff if we can. And it's thinking for me. Okay. So here's like college and career life, short form, insure my car for less. So this is like, all right, here's credit report, okay? So I want to know what this looks like. And this is demographics, and this is, I think, the preview. Okay, so let's click on that and check it out. So this is financial, and wouldn't you know it, it's like blue and white, right? There's like a little yellow. They make it very clear, right? You can see the call to action. You see like some charts. Very clear what they want you to do. And this is kind of what I was talking about, Ellen, about your blogs, to have something that's really clear. It's like, hey, you know, bring your attention here. There's other info, but bring your attention here. But you see it's blue and white mostly, a little bit of orangish yellow. Okay, so very important to note that, you know, if we look at some of these other credit report offers, you're going to see the same types of colors. And that's because that's what people expect in this niche. You know, financial niche, they expect blue. And if you don't have that, it's not going to convert as well. And it's not only colors, right? It's other formatting, other things, words on the page, so, you know, and the charts and everything. So you want to just go through, depending on your niche, and just look at the different things. Like if it's like a Visa gift card or something, just see what they do. Like, you know, they have the Walmart and the Visa gift cards and all that stuff. And here's a email submit, $1,000 Visa gift card. We'll look at that page. You just want to look in your niche and see, like, what colors are they using? What are they doing with that big button? I mean, is there any question of what they want you to do, right? And I don't know why it went here, because that doesn't look like it looks like they're redirecting that offer, so we'll ignore that. But and here's the exit pop-up. We're going to leave the page though. So just take a look at your, basically is what I'm trying to say is, do some research and take a look in your niche and see what colors they use. And you'll find out very easily what style landing page works well with whichever kind of niche. And to get the email submits, you're looking for leads in the type, and you're looking for a low payout, and that's probably going to be an email submit. Once you get in here, this actually says email submit. Once you get to the more expensive ones, you know, way down below like dollars when you're looking at cost per sale and things like that. And those are really hard to get going when you're new. So I hope that answers your question, Chris. And let's see it. Okay, awesome. Cool. All right, so let's go to the next question. And MJ says, what is the proper procedure to cloak your affiliate link so it can't be compromised? Okay, I appreciate that question. I personally use Go Try This. And did I pull it up earlier? I think I pulled it up and then I took it off. But I use Go Try This, and basically, here's how it works. I'll go here and log in again. All right, and basically, I'll just create a link. So here's like, you know, lianecarmi.com, which you saw, and I'll just give it a name, whatever I want, like OfferVault, okay? And groups, I'll put OfferVault. That's just for my information so I can find it easier. I'll call it OV just to make it easy. And then to URL, I'm just going to put OfferVault.com and save it, okay? And now check this out. I can just go to lianecarmi.com/OV, and it's going to take me right to OfferVault.com. Super quick, super easy. It keeps track of my clicks. So if I scroll down here, and let's look for just stuff on lianecarmi.com, view them, and let's see, I'll, if a couple more of you can type that in lianecarmi.com/OV, it'll actually show up. It'll show up on the thing. Or I can just search for it. Groups, OfferVault, and let's see, here we go. Contains OfferVault. And let's view that. There we go. Okay, so here's in the last 24 hours, it tells me how many clicks. So like if I go and do it again, it'll show me, it'll compare like the people versus the clicks. And if a bunch of you actually type that in, it'll start showing me more of those. And it just gives me like nice stats. You know, it's good for click tracking. And it's good for masking your link, because until someone clicks on it, they're not going to see where you're going. Now the other thing is if you've got other stuff like you're doing ClickBank products, ClickBank will actually do that for you. So like if we go to clickbank.com and we'll go to the marketplace and we'll just pick an offer, it doesn't matter what, just click on whatever. When you click on promote, it has that pop-up window, and you put your account nickname here. So like mine's, you know, this one, and your tracking ID, whatever you want to say, like, you know, OfferVault. Hit create, and it gives you this link that really nobody can break. Like nobody knows that this is an SN success, right? Whatever that is, and nobody knows what my hop link is. They don't know anything. They just know that, you know, they can click on it or they can ignore it. Right? They have two choices. So those are two ways. Another thing is when you're sending emails, if you're doing email marketing, if you track your clicks with Aweber or GetResponse or anything else, it won't show people what they're actually clicking. It, you know, it'll just show like a weird link. So that's another way to cloak it. And you just want to select track links. So like if we go to create a follow-up message, right here, track clicks. You want to make sure that's checked, and it'll change that for you. And finally, if you're in WordPress, there's actually a WordPress plugin that will do that for you. So I'll just do a search for it. WordPress plugin, and it's like redirect. Is it redirect or what is the word that I'm looking for? It's we'll just say hide affiliate link and see if that does it. Yeah, Pretty Link Lite, that's one of them. So, you know, affiliate link cloaking, WordPress plugins, and there's at least one of these that's good and free. So simple search will find those. But yeah, so any of those will work, MJ. All right, so Ellen, I've answered your question already. So let's go to Brent, and Brent has a question about keyword research. And Brent says, for keyword research, what's good to use now instead of Google Wonder Wheel? I like that question, Brent. I've seen that question before. So Wonder Wheel, for those of you who don't know, was this really cool way to browse Google. really cool way, because you just kind of like clicked on stuff, and it was this huge semantic map that never ended, that went from one item to another. You can actually just click on related searches, and it's kind of similar. So related searches, it's not pretty, you know, it's not graphical, but you can still go in and click on more, like maybe WordPress theme and WordPress extension and WordPress widget, and it'll still go, and you can actually click more like this. I like that a lot, and that'll give you more ideas. So that's what I do. I'll do related searches, and of course you've got a lot of other tools, but that's my personal use of that is to just have just use the related searches tool. So yeah, not as pretty, not as cool, but you know, for whatever reason Google didn't want to keep using that. So yeah, so I'll use related searches. All right, let's see. All right, so so this is a different Joe now, and Joe says, hi Liane, I've been an affiliate for 2 years and I struggle to get any consistent money going. Most of my keywords are on page 2, some are on page 1. What do I need to do to make money on a regular basis? All right, Joe. I really like that question, because I know there's a bunch of people who are probably asking the same question, whether they're on the call or not. No, there's a bunch of people. Marketing really follows the 80-20 rule. Excuse me for a second, I need to get a drink of water. Marketing really follows the 80-20 rule, and it's the Pareto principle, and you know, I say this all the time, 80% of the work you do will produce 20% of the results, 20% of the work you do will produce 80% of the results. So there are a couple of things at play here, right? There could be keywords that you've got ranking that aren't really money makers, right? They might not be commercially viable, or they might be commercially viable, but you might not be targeting properly. In other words, the keyword might be a keyword that someone types in that you're not really expecting on your site. So without actually looking at your websites and your keywords, the best thing that I can say is that when I had, here, and I'll show you the site that I have, which is Teacher's Business. And this particular site really wasn't doing a lot for me, and what was going on was that, and this is a little pop-up, by the way, I really like from Ad Impact. I'll close it for now. But what I was doing was collecting leads, and I had a banner here that got me leads, and I had, you know, pretty much on every page I had it going to a squeeze page for myself, and I was collecting leads, but those leads weren't really optimal for what I was doing, so I wasn't making a lot of sales. You know, I'd make like an occasional sale, and I was like, okay, great, it's making a little bit of money. But what I ended up doing was I ended up putting AdSense on this. And so I've got this AdSense tab right here, and this top one right here, and I put basically a CPA offer here. And what I'm finding is that AdSense is doing really well on this site. So it's like, okay, well, every day I'm making some money from this. So I guess the first thing I would do, I don't know what you've got on your sites. I don't know if you're doing lead gen. I don't know if you're promoting an affiliate product. I don't know if you're selling something. You know, I don't know what you're doing, or I don't know if you're doing AdSense. But I learned to really like starting with AdSense, because here's what happens. With AdSense, you're part of Google's content network, and if you're on the first page and you've got a decent keyword, you're probably getting some traffic, right? So when you've got that, other people are going to tell you what works on your site. They're going to let you know what works there, because they're split testing. And if you continually see the same type of ad on your site, you can kind of guess that that's probably a good niche. So like this Comcast offer has been here for a while, so I'm going to look for a Comcast CPA offer. If I keep seeing this like for another week, I'm going to look for a Comcast CPA offer, and I'm going to put that on my site, and I'm going to see if I can make more money than this AdSense gives me, because AdSense is pennies per click, right? Or, you know, a few times dollars per click. Again, depending on your niche, depending on the competition, right? When you go to the AdWords external keyword tool and you look at the competition, if the competition's really high, you're going to get a good amount of money per click. And I've gotten like $1 or $2 per click on this. If you're in the financial niche, you could, I mean, you can get up to like $5, $10 per click. Okay, so like AdSense is no joke, but if something is consistently converting for someone else, I'm going to try it. I'm going to go to OfferVault, and I'm going to type in Comcast. And if I don't find anything, then I'm going to go to, so there's nothing here. If I don't find anything, then I'm going to go to, I don't know, DirecTV maybe, you know, just try some competitors. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to go on Google and look for Comcast affiliate program, right? And there's free TV stuff, so you like DirecTV package, okay? So basically, I'm letting someone else spend money to test on my site, and then once I know what converts, that's what I'm going to use. And, you know, here's more ads, and here's another ad that they're putting in, you know, a banner, an image ad. And that's what I'm looking for also, is like, are they putting text or image? And I've noticed that in this particular area, it's been mostly text. In this area, it's been mostly images. In this area, it's been always images. I've never seen text ads up here. So that would be my advice, Joe, is to just kind of let AdSense do testing for you, let all those publishers do the testing for you. The AdSense, not publishers, but AdSense, like AdWords advertisers who are using the content network, being a publisher for them. And just, you know, keep an eye and see, like, okay, they've got a 37% savings. You know, how many, I've seen different banners up here. You know, why do they have this one up? The colors match a little better. They've got an special offer here. You know, you want to pay attention to stuff like that. This is the first time I've seen the Cal Poly here. And you might see something else. This might be targeted at people in California. You know, I'm in California, so you might see something else here when you log onto my site. But basically, you know, once I put AdSense on here, I started making money on it. Before I put AdSense, I was getting leads. They weren't targeted. They weren't doing too well for me. I've put affiliate banners on here. They didn't do much for me. Okay, so it's really about testing, right? If you're already on the first page and you've got a good keyword phrase, you know, when you search for your keyword phrase, if you've got ads on the side, you know, I'll just put in HDTV. That's not doing too well. It's big screen TV. So if you've got ads on the side here like this, you know it's commercially viable. Okay. So if you've got something like that and you're not making money on it, you're just not doing the right thing on your page, and you just want to play around with the different monetization options. So I really appreciate that question, Joe. That was a great question, and again, I'm sure a lot of people are asking that. So if anyone has a follow-up to that, please put it, and I will get to everyone's questions today. Cheryl says she needs help with FTP and WordPress. All right, Cheryl, I'd like to answer that. Can you give me some more details as to what you're trying to do so I can actually show you? So I'm gonna keep going through the questions, and Cheryl, I'm gonna look for your more detailed question regarding FTP and WordPress, because I'd love to walk you through that. Okay, and Cheryl says also, what is MySQL? How does it work? All right, so like I mentioned before, programming is not my forte. MySQL basically is a database. That's as much as I know, and I know that WordPress uses MySQL databases to keep track of comments and posts and users and everything else. And really, if you're setting up WordPress, that's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything about MySQL. When I've needed databases copied, I've just paid someone like $20 to do it for me. So I can't answer that in detail, but I can tell you that it's just a database, and it works automatically. It's automatically integrated into WordPress. And Cheryl says PHP too. So okay, so PHP, another programming thing. It's it allows you to program different things on a web page, and I've had to play around with PHP for things like co-reg campaigns. But man, I'm so terrible at it that Cheryl, I really can't give you any kind of decent information on it, except that it's a web programming language. And if you need something done specific, I would hire someone for it. And I would just go to Craigslist or Elance and Odesk and just say, hey, I need this done. I need it programmed in PHP. Can you do it for me? I'll pay $20. So that's the best I got to say about that. And yeah, sorry I can't go more into detail about that. But Cheryl, your question about FTP and WordPress, I can definitely answer if you just give me a little more details about what you want to do with that. So yeah, MySQL basically automatically integrates with WordPress and saves all your info there. And and Cheryl, I'm guessing, without looking at, I haven't scrolled down to see if you're giving me an update, but I'm guessing that maybe you're setting up WordPress by downloading WordPress and uploading it, so you've got to like create your own database. If that's the case, I'm happy to show you that, but I'm also happy to tell you that there are hosts with cPanel that make it super easy. And if you're like me and programming is not your thing, it might be a better idea to just like get Bluehost or HostGator as your host. Because I used to do that with one-on-one, and then I found out about cPanel, and I do not waste my time with that anymore. So that's my guess. All right, so let's see. So no follow-up yet. So Cheryl, please put your follow-up question about FTP and WordPress, and I'll answer that for you. Next question comes from Brent. Brent says, "What's a good free theme for simple WordPress squeeze page?" I don't know. I would just look for it. Let's just look for one. Let's go to Appearance and Themes in my dashboard here. And let's go to Install Themes, and it automatically goes to the search area. And we'll just do squeeze page. How about that? And there's one, here's another one, and here's another one, and here's another one. And this one doesn't have squeeze pages, so I don't know if that works, but let's preview that and see what it does. And I might also Google it. So let's go to Google and say free WordPress theme squeeze page. And WordPress squeeze page, free WordPress squeeze page theme. Okay. So, all right, so you exchange your email for the theme. I don't know if it's any good, but, Brent, all it takes is a Google search or a WordPress search. So I don't know anything offhand, but that's my recommendation. And, of course, just like this, people give stuff away for free all the time as, a part of programs, as, getting you to sign up for their list. So, Google's your friend. And there's a site I really like. I'd like to show you this site because it's so funny to me. And it just, whenever I think about, whenever someone asks me a question like that, I always think about it. So it's called Let Me Google That For You. And I'm just going to type in that search. Click on Google search. It's creating it. Now check this out. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to type it in here, and watch what happens. And actually just Googled it for us. It didn't do the whole animation. So, well, that's all right. Oh, I think, let's see, let's try that again. Let's go back real quick. And yeah, I'm not sure why that that didn't actually do it, but usually yeah, here we go. So I'm not typing right now. I don't know if you noticed that. Was that so hard? It says. So I always think about that. But guys, just remember, Google has so much stuff, and you just have to kind of start searching, and then, as you search, you learn that, no, that's not the right word. Yes, that's the right word. And you eventually find what you're looking for. So sorry I couldn't give you a direct answer, Brent, but, I don't know. I really don't know. I know that there's a bunch. I know there's probably some on my hard drive, and I just don't know them offhand. All right, so James has a question about Google Panda. Would you say, and more so post-Panda, that Google is starting to weigh more for on-page SEO rather than off-page, which includes looking at more social signals rather than off-page or backlinks for ranking purposes? So, James, I know people make a huge deal about all these Google updates because, you've got these SEO sites, right? And then, Google does whatever, and then the next day you're like, oh, crap, I'm on page number 3 all of a sudden. I was on page 1. I was in position 1, and, I'm going to tell you that I never look at that stuff, and I so don't care, because here's my thinking. If I focus on my on-page SEO and I focus on promoting my pages, and I've done my keyword research, and I continue to do it because I keep promoting, and I'm putting good quality content on my site that's unique, and maybe I'm curating or doing anything else, I'm not worried about ranking changes because they will keep happening. And as long as I am taking care of my site in every way that I know how, it's going to bounce back up. If it's dropped down, if it went back up, it'll probably go back down to like the middle of the page if that's where it was at before. And it's just that Google is always looking to give its users what they're looking for and to give them good quality stuff. That's why they're always looking at, page load times. That's why they're looking at bounce rates, right? If people bounce right off your site, they're like, okay, that's not so good. That's not what people are looking for. That's why you want to be really clear about what you want people to do. You want people to click to your site and click through either to another page or click through to either another page of your site or to the next site that they're going to. You don't want them to hit back. And if they do hit back, you want them to wait like a minute and read what you've got on there before they do that, because you want to decrease the bounce rate. And Google's always looking at that stuff, right? And if your site has good quality content and it's visible in Google because it's on the first page or second page, and you're taking care of it, then I wouldn't worry about any updates whatsoever. If you have a spammy blog site where you're posting automated crap content and you're not promoting it, I would worry about the Google Panda update, sure, and the next one and the one after that, but I really wouldn't worry about it, is the short of it. All right, so next question from Chris is, if there's time, would it be possible to run through a setup of an email submit campaign so I could hear your thinking process? Let's see. So to run through the setup. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we should leave that to a following webinar, Chris. I think that's a good one for the next webinar. But in general, my thinking is basically, it's just like where to target, right? And I don't know where you're running. I don't know if you're running PPV or something else, but I would just try to figure out the targeting. And it's basically, OfferVault gives you demographics and it gives you keywords. And I would use both of those. And, for example, on Traffic Vance, you can plug in keywords. And you definitely want to look at demographics. Like if we were going to run this iFree TV thing, I would click on the demographics link and wait for it to pull up here. And okay, for whatever reason, it didn't pull up for me. Basically, you want to see, and you can look that stuff up too, right? You can pull up the page. So we're on some other page now, but let's go to something that doesn't look X-rated. Good God, let's click on Game Vance, for example. Can we go to some of these? Here, let's type find real estate. Oh, Game Vance pulled up. Okay, perfect. So let's pull up a page, just a random landing page, and Arcade Web, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this page, and I'm going to go to Quantcast. And I don't know if Quantcast is going to have info on this page, but I'm going to see. Sometimes advertisers block it. Sometimes there's not enough data. Okay, there is data on this. And demographics is not available for this, but they've got some what the audience also likes. So I would try some of these sites. And I would try some of these in my keywords, And I would see if it works on any of these. And like shockwave.com, that's going to be a lot of traffic probably, right? And I don't know, those of you on Traffic Vance, they've been sending me like top targets for the previous, targets that have lots of traffic. So really what you want to look for with email submits is you really want to look for stuff that's related or stuff that the people like, the stuff that the demographic likes. You want to see like the ages of people and all that stuff. You can also look at Alexa, by the way, to see some of that information. And then you want to pick some targets that have a good amount of traffic, because if you don't have a lot of traffic on them, then you're kind of wasting time. You're going to waste a lot of money before you see results. So like Alexa traffic rank on this particular site is high. Obviously, you wouldn't run this offer on this offer page, but just as an example, you could pull up some of the related sites and see like what their ranking is. So if it's a U.S. offer, 6,000 is awesome, right? Really high. Anything under 100,000, okay? And again, this shows you some, where visitors came from. Search queries, you can use these in your keywords, and you can click on Get Complete Site Demographics, and you got this nice chart, right? They have all these options about it. Clickstream is a great one, again, to see where people came from. Well, let's just look at this. So this is older crowd, right? No college or some college. They're browsing from home. They have children, mostly women, like a huge amount of women compared to men, okay, per the index. And we'll look at the clickstream. And so you see, this is funny because this is like where people are advertising, right? But also, you might find some sites in here. Like I wouldn't, Facebook, YouTube, I wouldn't run that because that's way too much traffic. But some of these you're going to find sites that actually have, like a decent amount of traffic. They're actual sites that people are clicking through from, and that can give you some info. So it's really all about the demographics and just testing. Plug it into CPV Lab or Tracking 202 and just see which target does better for you. So, Chris, I hope that helps. I'm sorry I wasn't able to actually go through the entire thing. JG says, will there be advanced strategies today? That really depends on what you mean by advanced, and you got to ask a question, and we'll see if I can answer it. All right, so Gary's got a bunch of questions here, and one of them says, how many questions can we ask? So, as many as you want to, I guess. So the question's kind of long, and it says, let's see, I have BM backlinks installed on the site. I don't know what BM stands for, but okay. That I did for a client, but I'm not sure how to use it. I don't know if I'm familiar with that tool, Gary. So yeah, I don't know what BM backlink. I don't know what BM stands for. So if you want to give me a follow-up and kind of tell me what you're talking about, but chances are I probably don't know what you're talking about. So my best advice for you is contact that product support and ask them. So that's kind of a, a funny answer, but I think that's the best choice, especially since I'm not familiar with that tool. Okay, next question from Gary about SEO. Gary's doing SEO for a client. All is going very well. Got to the top of page 2 in Google in about 6 weeks. That is fantastic, Gary. It then dropped to page 6 and has slowly gone back to the bottom of page 2 and seems static. What else can I do? Working hard on it. Each day expected to move up. Yeah, so Gary, that's kind of related to the question that James asked about, like the Google updates and stuff. Your sites are going to jump all the time, whether it's your site, your client site, because Google's constantly checking and seeing what's going on. So the best thing you can do is keep doing what you're doing. So you might think that it's static, but what you can do is start doing some competitive research. And I use this program I really like called NicheBot, and I always get my login wrong. Let me see if I can log into it without making a fool of myself. Oh, I'm already logged in. Fantastic. So there is is it a deep dig tool? No, Spine Competitors. SEMrush, totally espionage. And I think SEMrush, if you get it separately, it's like, I don't know, $100-something a month. But through here, I have like the lowest monthly price. It's $17 a month. And basically, you type in your competitor's URL, and someone just type in a URL for me that you want to explore, and we'll do some research. Otherwise, I'll type like one of my own domains. So you just type in the domain, and you can basically spy on them and see if they're advertising on AdWords. You can see what keywords they're using. You can see what they're ranking for in SEO. And there's other tools you can use, like to see how many backlinks they have. I used to do that through Yahoo. Of course, Yahoo turned that service off. They, transferred to Bing Webmaster Services, which doesn't have all the info that they used to have. But there are a lot of tools out there that let you see backlinks, and you can also just do like there's this command on Google. I can't remember right now. It's like link colon, maybe in Yahoo or maybe in Google, that shows you all the backlinks to somewhere. But you just want to see like where their backlinks are coming from, how many backlinks they have, and just look at your competitors, what they're ranking for. Maybe there's some more keywords that you need to rank for your client, and also maybe you need you want to get backlinks from some other sites that they have backlinks from and more. and it might seem like you're static, but you're actually growing, and eventually you're going to start rising above all the other ones. So I would say keep working on it, work on your on-page SEO as well, and compare yourself to your competitors. Okay, so don't give up because you're probably already there. Nobody typed in any URL, so I'll just type in one of mine. Let's do my blog. We'll just do search. So it gives, and it's not given a thing, so let me put the blog on there. Also not finding anything, which is weird. Let's see, what site can I do? Let's do my teacher's business, right? And for whatever reason, it's not pulling it up right now. So I don't know if they've got an issue or if I'm doing something. But basically, usually it'll pull up a whole bunch of keywords here and a whole bunch of keywords here. Well, not in AdWords because I don't use AdWords, but they'll pull on a whole bunch of organic results, show you what that site is ranking for, and again, you can use that. So I hope that answers your question, Gary. The short of it is, keep going, see what your competitors are doing different, and do better than them. So if they have 1,000 backlinks, then you want to get 1,001 backlinks. If they have EDU and Gov backlinks, get some EDU and Gov backlinks. And I did a webinar on that a while back here, so you can look for it. And what else can I say? If if they've got, if their site loads faster, then make sure your client site loads faster. It's really a matter of just outdoing the competition and just to keep going. So, okay, so Brent, I think I answered your question already about, oh no, I didn't. So Brent says, what's better to start off with, email marketing to squeeze pages, CPA, or affiliate marketing? I think I'm reading that wrong. What's better to start off with, email marketing to squeeze pages, CPA or affiliate marketing? Well, I mean, CPA is affiliate marketing, right, Brent? So what's better to start? Whichever one you want, and then just test and test and test until you get it working. So if you've got, and I guess I'm not sure, I guess I need a little more detail. So what's better to start off with, email marketing to squeeze pages? So you've got emails and you're sending people to squeeze pages, and you're asking, is it better to run them to CPA offers or to do affiliate marketing? Yeah, I mean, it depends on the niche and the offer, and you just have to test, do both, and see which one converts better. And if that didn't answer your question, let me know. So we're about 15 minutes over, guys. I do see some more questions in here, so I'm going to go through and answer them as best as I can. And then if you have more questions, keep putting them in, and I'm happy to answer them now rather than staying an hour and a half after my next webinar here. So, oh, Marie says she logged in a little bit late because of the time difference. No worries. These are always posted. Rick is on here. He's an amazing video guy, and he is going to get this posted in the next few days. And yes, you'll be able to watch the replay. So MJ says, thanks a bunch for the answer earlier, so you're welcome. Okay. Chris says, great question, but I don't know which question he was referring to. But somebody asked a really good question. A bunch of you asked really good questions, so thank you, Chris. That's really nice to say. Oh, Mike says, is there any other adverts other than AdSense? Yeah, you can, I mean, yeah, there's other networks that let you place content ads on your site. And, the way you find them is this. You go to places like theweatherchannel.com. Check this out. Check out the right top of my screen. Okay, see this 4C, double click, audience signs. See all this stuff? This is popping up because I have Ghostery. And Ghostery lets you see what's running on a site. Okay, it lets you detect stuff. I don't know what their initial reasoning was. It's a plugin for Firefox, by the way, but it will show you what's running. So like double click, that's Google Content Network. 4C, and if you're not sure what it is, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but there's actually a link, and I think I think Rick, our video guy, might cut that out because it's on the side. It's pulling up on the side for me. Basically, as I'm hovering over this, it just gives me the link. I can actually go and click on these. I can click. It says, like, you know, for example, for scorecard, it says what scorecard research beacon, and it's got a link that I can click on. So basically what you can do is, as you're browsing sites and you see ads showing up, and you're like, okay, well, you know, who's posting these ads on here? Well, if you have Ghostery installed, you can check and see, and you might be able to use some of those. That said, Mike, I like AdSense because Google's got a lot of places that they target. They're really easy to use, and advertisers on Google really take the time to optimize. And you know, I guess they do in other places too, but I like AdSense to start. And you know, if your question is because you can't get into AdSense, yes, there's lots of other ones. You know, there's probably like 7Search and many others. So wherever you see ads, you know, install Ghostery on Firefox, and you'll learn about all kinds of content network ads that you can put on other than AdSense. So thanks for that question, Mike. Okay, so Brent has a follow-up note that I can't remember what he asked about earlier. So Brent, I'm going to scroll up and see what the question was. Let's see. So you had okay, good free theme for a simple WordPress freeze page. So yes, you've Googled it before too. You know, Brent, I don't have one that I particularly pick. You know, I've had, like, on this blog that I showed you in the beginning. On this blog that I showed you in the beginning, I have I think Thesis installed, but you know, it's not one of my favorites. I've had some of the stuff that Jason Fladlin does. I've got some of his stuff that works fine, and a lot of stuff I've gotten by, like, you know, I don't know, in Warrior special offers and things like that. So it's really, to me, I don't have a go-to one. I just kind of use whatever I can find. So, yeah. All right. And Justin finally gave me Truth About Apps. Let's try that, because I'm trying to figure out why SEMrush is not working for me. Let's do a search on this. All right. It's pulling up some stuff. So thank you, Justin. That's a great one. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, look at all this stuff. So organic stats, pay-per-click, they don't have anything showing up. 9,818 organic keywords they're ranking for. Ignore that stuff. How many visitors per month? Holy cow, right? And then look what they're ranking for, right? Truth about apps, truth about six-pack apps, right? So I can actually retrieve everything for a credit or whatever, and I can get all the keywords that they're organically ranking for. I can get competitors, which this stuff doesn't always make sense, right? But it's just like what's showing up in Google, and I can get the top 1,000 results. So, like, if you were promoting for these guys, right, if you were being an affiliate for the Truth About Apps guys on ClickBank, you know, and you wanted to use, you know, pay-per-view or put banner ads up or whatever, you could pull up the top 1,000 results and see if you can put banner ads on all of these, right? Or you can target them if they have AdSense. You could target them through AdSense. You could visit each one with Ghostery installed and see what they're advertising. Like, are they using Google? Are they using 7Search? Are they using, you know, AdSonar? What are they using to put ads on their site? And then you can go and target them that way. So that's one way to get in here, right? And the other way is if you're actually organically trying to compete with them, well, you would promote your blog for all of these keywords. You'd have a blog with great content with all these keyword phrases and more. And you would just check out their site and see how they're linking back and forth, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You just kind of try to match them and then beat them. So thank you for that, Justin. That's a great example. Chris says, I know SpyTool mixrank.com. Do you know any free ones? Chris, I'm looking, and I haven't found anything that I'm happy with. You know, again, like Yahoo Site Explorer was like my go-to tool, and I think I cried for like a week when that went down. So no, I don't have any free ones, and if anyone has suggestions, oh man, I will just love you forever if you have anything comparative, even if it's like a low monthly payment or something. Yeah, I would just love you forever. So thanks for that question. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer right now. I'm sure someone out there does. So Great. If you have more questions, I'm happy to stay a little bit longer and answer them. I'm not seeing too much more come in now, so let's see what we got. Oh, good. Okay, so nice big question. Let me read it, and then I'll read it to you guys. Okay, I like this question. Okay, so Chris says, as you've probably guessed, I'm new to affiliate marketing, and I'm attempting to regularly generate a profit, even if it's only $10 a day. I've only been sending AdFly traffic to different CPA offers because it's cheap, and my thoughts are it's a good way to try offers. Happy to give you my URL to one of my pages for you to pick holes in. Yeah, plug your URL in, Chris. What I would say about AdFly is that it's very limited, right? Because let's go to AdFly real quick. And actually, let's go to alexa.com. And I'm going to close some of my windows here just so I don't kill the memory or anything. I don't want to run out of stuff here. So let's pull up AdFly. And let's pull it up in Quantcast as well. Because there's some things you need to know about it, okay? So here's Alexa, and of course it's very highly ranked, right? And for those of you who don't know, AdFly is a link shortening service, and global rank very, very high. Rank in India, I don't know why they're not showing me the rank in the US, but anyway, lots of international traffic on it actually. And you can see first of all the countries. There is US traffic to it, but let me see if I can show you this. When you actually have something in AdFly, and I know they send this to you. Let me see if I can find. Here it is, preview.php URL equals. Okay, so they send this to you when you start advertising with them. It's their preview. And check this out. So let's get rid of this. Please wait 5 seconds. It shows whatever page you've got right here. So this is your landing page, quiz page, or whatever. There's going to be a banner here that's vying for attention, okay, right here on the left. This big banner, your page, and then skip ad. And the person is probably going to download something. Someone has probably placed a download link, and the person is skipping it. And what else about this person? It's a young male, okay, 18 to 24, very young male, no college yet, okay, so probably like teenagers and you know, and young 20-year-olds, browsing either from home or school, does not have children for the most part, but very low index, but doesn't have children. So now you got to think about this crowd, and then we'll look at some related links, a lot of international stuff. Let's look at the clickstream actually. Okay, so they're going to MediaFire, which is download site, SEO Mafia, Facebook, Script Mafia. So some of these are basically advertising stuff, right? Mega Upload is another one. Okay, people coming from Mega Upload. Again, MediaFire, FileSonic, FileServe. So basically, people are here to download files, okay? And someone's sending them with a shortening link, and all they want to do is download the file. And, you know, you bring them to a page like this, and you got your page, and it's this big bright yellow button that says Skip Ad. Right, so those are all the things you want to consider. And what would I try on it? You know, try a squeeze page. You'll probably get about probably a 0.5% conversion rate. That's what I've gotten on here, 0.5%. So you want to see, you know, does it make sense for your offer? Because you can get pretty cheap traffic if you can get an international offer. You can get really cheap traffic on here. US offer, you know, a little more expensive, but again, you want to see, like, does it make sense to put it on here, knowing that the conversion rate, really, it's going to be between like 0.3% to like 0.7%, or let's say 0.5%. Okay, so you want to calculate that first of all. Second of all, you want your page to be really bright, and people get banner blindness, right? And this is so bright and beautiful. I've had success just having like text landing pages here. That's increased my conversion rate, just having text and having an opt-in when I've done like building lists. And if you're running an offer, note that because this is iframed, a lot of CPA networks actually won't count this. So you might try just having a page asking a question like you would in a co-reg, right? Like co-reg, they do like a quick survey and then they give you something like answer these 3 questions and win a $500 Visa gift card, or get a chance to win a $500 Visa gift card. So you can start a little survey here or ask a question. You know, do you use a Mac or a PC? Mac, PC buttons, and then the button takes them to the offer, or the button takes them to a survey that takes them to the offer. So that's what I would really try with AdFly. I wouldn't just put the offer right in here, because the CPA network probably won't count it, because iframes are usually not allowed, and it just won't convert. So I hope that helps. And let's see, I think we've got a URL. So, okay. And it says, be honest, I can take it. So let's see what you got. All right, so free Kindle and iPhone 4S promotion, and 3 steps, which is good. It's got an image here. I see it's a little disjointed, so I don't know if that's the if this is the type of if this is like part of the theme, but it looks disjointed to me. It looks like something's wrong with it. So I would really look for something simpler. And Chris, you asked about the landing page, right? Or was that somebody else? Yeah, you asked about landing pages, but I can't remember who asked about the other thing. But go for something really simple and straight, you know, nothing around it, no side stuff. You want one action, which you kind of do, right? You have city, zip code, and email. And you're asking for a lot of information. And if you're putting this, let's just take this for a second and go to AdFly, and let's preview that. So this is what it looks like when people pull this up. Okay, so first of all, your call to action, your stuff, everything needs to be above the fold, okay? So I would make sure that it's a lot smaller. I have a big screen, even though I've actually, if you see here, my display is usually set to 2560. A lot of people have this size or smaller. So I would make this smaller. I would, you know, fit it here, have really nice and simple. Make it stand out more than this stuff. Okay, make it stand out more than this. Test different headlines. Okay, at least I'm happy you're not sending right to a CPA offer, right? So this goes from here, and I'm assuming you passed information on over. You've got a lot of links in here. I just get rid of those, and I would just make it really like in the center. Headline, I don't even know if I'd put all this stuff. I'd put like headline, pictures, and information, or you might want to also test just putting email first and then passing their email on to the next thing and having them put their city and zip code. I don't know what would convert better. But you can try all of those, or you can just try having a button here that kind of says, hey, you know, free Kindle Fire and iPhone 4S promotion, you know, zip code or something. You know, people will easily type in their zip code and continue, or enter email to continue, and just go like that. Whatever you're doing, you know, this might be better than what I'm saying. I don't know. But whatever you're doing, always split test. You want to have 2 more versions of this page, totally different versions. You know, asking for different info, having different headlines, different colors. Yeah, just have a black and white one. Just have, you know, text only and one little field. Try different versions, 3 at a time, and see which one converts better. Make sure you're tracking. So use either Tracking 202 or CPV Lab for it. Okay. But Chris, I gotta say, you know, not the prettiest page, but pretty is not always what wins, right? You want to split test. You always want to split test. Try different graphics. Definitely get it above the fold. Okay. Try different headlines, different color page. Just try different things. Most important thing, of course, is test the headlines first. And then if you change the number of things that you're asking for, that can make a huge difference, especially if you're just going to like a co-reg offer and you just want, I don't know, their phone number or something, or even just lower it down to what you need, or just get them started with their city or their zip code only, okay? And just try different things and test. But I got to tell you, Chris, just, you know, you're out there and you're doing this, just keep going, because you're gonna get the answer that you're looking for. If you stop, you're not gonna get it. So I gotta congratulate you for taking action. So that's really important to say that. I've done much uglier things and much worse. So so you're on the right path. Okay. All All right, so let's take some more questions and comments. Brent says that instead of Google Will, Quintura.com is good. Ooh, Brent, I'm curious. Let's pull that up. Let's see. Let's go from get response to Quintura.com. Let's see what that is. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, well, before I go anywhere, I'm going to save this to my links. And it's got, so web images and video. So let's type something in. And Chris, I see your follow-up question, so I'm going to answer that. Let's type in big screen TV again. And why is it? Oh, I must have clicked on web technology. Let's, okay, and it's doing whatever. Okay, so big screen TV, and it's got all this like other stuff pulling up, so I can pull up TV repair. Okay, it seems to be running a little slow, but it might be just because I'm on the webinar. And I see this is cool. So they've got a Russian version and an English version. Interesting. So cool. I'm going to play around with this. Definitely looks fun. I like anything graphical. Some people don't, but I really like anything graphical. So cool. Thanks for that, Brent. I appreciate that. And that's Quintura.com, Quintura.com. All right, so Chris says, what is iframe? And that's a good question. So what AdFly does is it iframes your page in here. So, and let's see if we can see that here. If I right-click, if you page source, and then this frame. Okay, so what it's doing, iframe is an HTML command, and it places someone else's web page inside your own. So in this case, AdFly is putting your web page inside theirs. Now, this has been used in the past for fraud, which is why affiliate networks don't like it. So you're not going to see a lot of affiliate networks allowing iframing. And again, it's just an iframe command. I mean, if we we'll just type how to iframe, and we'll see that there's an iframe command. It's like, you know, the bracket iframe and then the page, the HTML iframe tag. I just want to show it looks like, here it is, iframe source equals. So just like in HTML, you know, it starts and ends with these little triangular brackets, right here, and it's got a source, much like you would do with an image, right? Image source equals. So this is iframe source equals, and then the website, and that's pretty much what AdFly is doing in that one area. It's iframing your page, and I think I just closed that AdFly thing. Yeah, I did. So it's just iframing your page, and it's like, here's a section, you know, here's a square, because you can set the size of the frame if you want, and you can decide that it has scroll bars or no scroll bars, right? Just all these different, you can align it, you can have a border, different height, width, etc., whether you want scrolling. So that's all that is. It's a web page inside of a web page. It just frames it in. You can do the same thing in Facebook. A lot of people do that to show their web pages in Facebook, on a Facebook tab. And again, CPA networks just don't like it too much because, again, it can be used for fraud. All right, Justin says, hey, Liane, how does CoReg work? I've been hearing a lot about it, but my understanding of it is still cloudy, so to speak. So CoReg is, it's co-registration, and it's a bunch of offers in a row. And basically, here, let's draw this out. So the way it works is the network that has the co-registration will have a series of something like, you know, 3 to 6 offers. And let's just put 3 for now. And it will just take people from offer to offer to offer, okay? So just like, you know, you might have an offer wall or something where you have a whole bunch of offers at once. Well, this one really takes them step by step. Now, they make money when people register, but because it's not as much per lead as something else would be, because it's not direct. It's not like someone was looking for a $500 Visa gift card and you're giving it to them. It's more like someone was, you know, looking for, I don't know, whatever site they were on. They were looking on the news site, and you bring them here. So they're not high quality leads, but you know, they're, you know, probably 30, 20 cent leads or whatever. Because there's 6 pages, you know, with each of them, they're being sent to different advertisers. you make money and the course company makes money. Basically, you usually do a revenue share with them. And the way you set it up is you've got a page that collects info. So you get the person's info, and usually you have like a special banner, and you send people with the info using PHP to the CoReg path. This is the path, goes from page to page to page. And usually they'll let you put in your banner so that it looks like it's continuous, and you can say like, continue on to offer. So you might say like, get a Walmart gift card, and then it takes them to like Pepsi, and then it's like Walmart. And if you get phone number, you'll get stuff like different pin submits, which are worth more money, make you more money. And then at the end, whether the person X's out or they finish the path, then they get sent to what's called an exit pop, which is whatever you originally offered them. So here's like the, Walmart gift card or whatever. So basically you're running a landing page, you're collecting info, you're getting information from them, right? You're getting a lead here, another lead here from another company, another lead here, they X out, and now you're getting your email submit or whatever offer you have on the back end. So that's the basis of CoReg. And it takes some programming, and it takes a little bit of clever thinking about how to get people to get into here, and people will go through and fill this stuff out. It's just about the targeting and what you tell them, basically, what you say. So hope that answers your question, Justin. And cool. And we had the same question from Chris about CoReg. So awesome. Great minds think alike, right? And okay, awesome. So guys, it is now 7:40, and I feel bad for the East Coasters, so I'm not going to keep you guys on here much longer. Listen, thank you so much for making it here today. Thank you for all your great questions. Those of you who sent me questions in advance, really appreciate that. Allowed me to get things ready. Those of you who came on here and asked me questions and gave me great comments and feedback. I always learn something from you, so thank you for that. And really look forward to our next webinar. And if you have a special request, something that you'd like me to teach on the next OfferVault webinar, then send it to Mark. You've been here, so you're going to get a thank you note from Mark about attending the webinar. Just shoot him a response and say, hey, ask Liane to talk about blue widgets or whatever you want me to talk about. So thank you, everybody. And Rick, thank you so much for being on here and doing the recording and the audio and all the great stuff that you do to make this look good for people who are watching the replay.
Well, I did put on a clean bathrobe tonight, but you had such a great audience, you didn't need me to come along and get in the way. But I just want to plug you again because, folks, I'm the guy in the back room who records all these things, but I also have to say that I get to watch and see the responses, and I know for a fact that Liane is probably the premier request that they get, because not only does she give you great content, she's really nice and interesting and spontaneous online, and she has great presence, and that means a hell of a lot to you guys out there in the dark trying to get the information. So as she said, if you've got something, and you already mentioned about how to set up an email redirect or something else like that, send in a request or a suggestion, and Liane is just crazy enough, if I can say that, to volunteer to come on here and pass on the information. And we will give our support to your significant other. I'm sure he's outside growing oranges or whatever the hell you West Coast people do while we sit here and freeze our butts off. Thanks so much. I really don't like your beach scene. You got to get something more weather appropriate for us, right? And yeah, we'll have it up for the crowd tomorrow night. And Liane, as always, a real pleasure. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you on the next go around.
Likewise. Good night, everyone.